we're back with Mayor Ed Bolt. So what are some of the hot topics, if you will, on the capital improvement plan?
Oh my gosh, Fhionna, that's a good question. There's so many things in here. I mean, if you go through and look at it, one thing it's laid out in different funded projects. So you got like your capital improvement, the 301 funds, and they'll tell you that capital improvement account for purchase of capital equipment and construction facilities, economic development,
all of the
major funding source is sales tax. It will tell you right
yes.
there where that money is coming from.
I do want to show. So as he is reading through the actual official capital improvement plan, I actually have an article, and you can see all my notes here, but I actually have an article from the county-wide that goes over the capital improvement plan. And so the descriptions...
Yeah, it was a good article.
Yes, great article.
Yeah.
So the descriptions in each segment is actually listed in this article as well. So be sure to reference your local newspapers also for some of this information. And I personally read the county-wide, and so there's a lot of the high-level information in these articles as well.
Right.
As you're reading through, I wanted to
just using the 301 fund as an example. So, and you can see it's laid out year by year, which I know, nobody's going to be able to see unless I turn it around. It's laid out year by year. But you'll see all kinds of items in here, like in fiscal year 2025, which is what we're in right now.
Yes, okay.
You can see $900,000 has been set aside for the animal welfare facility, which is going to be built up north, okay? There's $275,000 for the Boy Scout Park splash pad repair because, we're having issues with it. It is not operating, which just breaks my heart.
I know.
And I wish it was.
I know.
But there was some issues there that was built long before I was on city commission, long before most of the staff that we had. So whether there was something in the way it was built or whatever, we've had real issues with that the last couple of years. But
Right.
there's $275,000 that has been dedicated to fix that.
Good deal.
So other things like, the city hall, there's some HVAC replacement. You got a roof replacement at City Hall. That building, I know people think it's our new City Hall, but it was built in 1971. Okay, so I mean it is getting up there in years. So they've got $50,000 for a code enforcement fleet replacement. So there's probably a vehicle they're buying. Deadfall removal, desktop computer replacement, emergency management fleet purchase, extrication equipment. That's probably with the fire department, probably like Jaws of Life kind of thing. And I think if you go in through here, you'll see these in more detail. There's $260,000 for the kayak dock area improvements, $225 for Lake Patrol boat dock, the laptop replacements that we were talking about. So there's all these things, but you'll also notice that like out years, because some of this we don't have the money to do all at once.
Right.
So you can see in fiscal year 2028, we've got $2.125 million to replace a ladder truck. So the fire truck. We've got a fire engine coming in next fiscal year.
Is it $2 million for a fire truck
Isn't that
nowadays?
amazing?
That's brilliant.
This is the ladder truck.
What?
Now a regular fire engine, that's over $1 million. $1,024,000, and some change for one. So, and it takes 2 years to build one of those. So this is the one we probably already have.
What?
Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy?
No idea.
Well, that's just it. A lot of people don't realize how long it takes to get some of this stuff, but you have to plan out ahead. So we are planning in fiscal year 2028, which will be from July 2027 on. So that's still, 3 years away?
Yes, it is.
So
and I do want to ask you a question.
Truck.
So this was new information for me as I was learning city government.
Right.
So the city of Shawnee, its fiscal year is actually
July 1
to June 30.
Right.
And so that's just a fun fact about the city government. And as you're looking through the fiscal years and the line item, for you to know that it's not January to December.
No, it's definitely not. Our year is July 1 to June 30.
July 1 to June 30.
And the reason for that is because that matches the state. So that's the state's fiscal year.
Yes.
And it's very important that the cities match the state. Now, the federal government is October 1st, which probably some folks know and they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you
Fun
look at
facts.
all these these projects up here, then it gets into detail down it. So like there'll be the animal welfare facility. That was the first one up there was listed. So there's a map where it's going to go, and then by fiscal year, how much money they've got set aside. So every one of those has a map, and it'll show you each fiscal year.
Wow.
So every one on that long list in that 301 improvement. And you see a lot of them will have I have no idea what this piece of equipment is, but it's something that with fire suppression.
Yeah.
So the fire department uses it, and I don't know what it is personally. I've never been a fireman, but it has a picture there. I can ask. So it's replaced the 3-phase 6,000 psi breathing air cascade system. So it is definitely something that the firemen use. Here's cemetery office remodel. But I mean, the point is you can go through any one of these and it will have a picture of what it is that was up in that little line item. Like, see, there's the Jaws of Life. So that was that $87,000 that we had in this year, in the 25 fiscal year.
Right.
Because we need a new one. I'm sure those wear out.
Yeah.
If somebody's in a wreck and they need to be extricated from
A vehicle.
then this is the equipment that our firemen use to get them out.
So what
shows you photos of the vehicle.
Yes, there are so many things in this booklet, and we all have access to it. So there are, obviously, as you can see, there are hot topics in this, like city government and how we are going to replace our fire hydrants and our fire.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
Basically everything.
Everything fire, everything police, all of that equipment. It goes through line item what the city is going to replace. So this is going to cover things like the Santa Fe Depot remodel, right?
Well, it is probably in here because we would have to dig through and see which fund it's coming out of. But it's probably in here.
Yes, and I have some questions on that. So the Santa Fe Depot, if you have questions about what money is going towards Shawnee Twin Lakes, that's laid out in here. Absolutely. If you have any questions about the wastewater treatment, that is laid out in here. And I am going to actually ask our Mayor Ed Bolt some more specific questions on those hot topics, if you will. And so those will be on our next few episodes. But thank you for learning about the capital improvement plan with us and just the high level of why it's important to get to know what your city government is doing with their capital improvement plan. So
it's all out there for everybody to see.
Yes.
And we always discuss all of this stuff in city commission meetings.
Yes, they do. And tune into city commission meetings. They also have the agendas posted on the ShawneeOK.org website. And so you can find all of that information there as well. So Ed, we're going to see them next time and tune in.
Yeah.